Either way, straight into the pistol round here. The flash over the top of the A ramp, just going to send a few of the boys out, but Xantares doing what he does best, tapping heads, making the other team's life very difficult. However, we do have a bit of a flank up connector, so maybe if Surreal can activate, then things can turn around for Endpoint, Mac.
Oh, but Xantares already starting to pop off nice and early. Flank coming through for Surreal, now able to get at least one. Any more? Has those Julies to play with, and he's got a whole lot of bullets to shoot through the smoke there, but it's an awkward moment for Surreal. He's going to be able to find one more headshot, but the jump comes across the top. Woxic with the knife to kick off the series and take the first pistol.
Dude, talk about boosting up the AWP fund nice and early. 4.9 grand in the bank. Absolutely excellent from the man, and he's just gone straight up, okay? Second round AWP against the Galil and Deeg kind of second round buy that you often do see. Maybe even AKs being picked up over, where you're going to lack some of that utility, maybe not have as many of those flashes well placed to try to push the AWPer off the line. Woxic could actually be impactful in a round like this. Alternatively, he could get timed and just give the other team a free AWP. But look, we'll see which way the script does go in this regard.
And of course, with no helmet and up against Deagles, Galil, Tech9 of the two, you'd probably be more looking towards. There can be that one-tap potential. Deagle going to be doing that anyway.
Right position, hitting over towards Ticket. Where are these flashes coming out from Mighty Max straight over the top of ramp, but it's not going to help them. It just collapsed them straight through the flash. He doesn't need to see Mac.
Impact already. A knife in the first round, a collateral in the second. This man is a content machine. He's still got a couple of players to shoot here. Elbow spotted, but Xantares in the corner. Able to fight for his life and survive on 16 HP. Woxic gets away with his life for the moment. He's very damn low as well. You're going to see Floud come through. One of his own, but the trade is there. Mighty Max, Tech9. And still 9 bullets in the clip. There goes Woxic, and the AWP now retrieved by Mighty Max.
Very doable. Just needs to isolate the two angles. Xantares is very low. That's a freebie for the Tech9 potentially. No kits in play. Xantares on an adventure straight around the map. Just trying to leverage that low HP if he can, and this is interesting. Mighty Max is actually looking into A-ramp. How much is he going to commit to this? Surely he hasn't anticipated that push. The shadow advantage gives it to him though, Mac.
The brain on this man. And now just trying to find the position of the final one. Missed opportunity with the AWP there, which is going to be retrieved right at the end of the round for Eternal Fire. But what an exciting second round.
Dude, he was just bullying Woxic with that Tech9. Even coming out ramp, did you see he insta-gushed him?
Yeah.
And the fact that that round comes down to a one-on-one where Mighty Max could have hit that shot when we started off with a collat. That was a 3-on-5 from Endpoint. Like, that was beautiful. Their ability to start to turn that around.
Even just reading Xantares' rotation all the way to A-ramp is next level.
Very nicely done.
Quick early timeout.
I think he was more so thinking about maybe that X-Floud's position, because the man had stayed silent in jungle for a while, so maybe he thought that maybe that was the flanker rather than Xantares, so ends up favoring. Either way, though, Eternal Fire straight back into the swing of things. They're going to buy up yet again. AWP on Woxic, a bit safer, as he's got something covering his noggin this time around. Endpoint, they're well aware of how much damage they just did economically, and they want to keep that reset potential going. They have force bought early smoke into window, and they're going for some control of middle. This time, Woxic, although he's fully blind, doesn't connect.
Didn't look too happy about the white screen there in the player cams. Now Molly over towards short. Trying to fake like Endpoint aren't coming in this direction, but they've got a lot of control. Shadow spotted. Ross mouse wheel. Not playing a huge factor, however, Emor going to be knocking him down. However, Surreal has that Deagle to play with, and he's got his primary weapon just in front of him as well. So we'll see if this one works out. It is just going to be the push all the way in and through the B site. Emor finds one, but the MAC-10 able to trade, and now it's back to a 3-on-3. Endpoint getting that bomb planted just in time, but Calix, he is not going to be letting go of this W key, knowing the position of Surreal, knows that he's been tagged up as well, and Nert's now spotted all the way down towards the end of short. Flash across, bomb at least planted for him, but with a MAC-10 at this range, you don't back him.
No, definitely not. The full 10-second defuse out of Calix. not the position that he wanted to be in. He was trying to anticipate someone window jumping or coming in through underpass, but it was a very one-dimensional retake that ends up being quite favorable for Eternal Fire. They storm straight out of market. Calyx very unafraid to just sprint straight out, take those flights towards site and van. And it's going to net Eternal Fire their third round. There's been some dicey rounds, Mac, but they have gotten through all of them, passed the test every time. Not going to stop Endpoint putting the pressure on, though. Yet another buy from these guys.
A couple of maps starting very similar to this throughout the evening. That Sprout game as well. There were many rounds that Sprout probably shouldn't have won on Ancient, but they did. Eternal Fire away with murder. Fending off the clutches. Boros, though, trying to close the distance, but Woxic, nice and close in window. Able to keep Xantaras alive for now, but barely. 13 HP on him.
Yeah, Woxic's done a great job opening up a lot of these rounds, and they're actually going to throw the AWP over to Xantaras, who is quite low right now. Woxic going to take connected duties. That one way. Very close. Emor's going to find a pick from Catwalk as well. So Eternal Fire just keep extending their advantage. And in the meanwhile, I mean, Endpoint really don't have any ability to scale onto the sites right now. They're kind of stuck in dead water in middle and are going to have to try to turn this con control into something.
Molly towards the cutout. Enables Surreal to get up on that right side of Con, but Woxic still so close. Just waiting to push through. Oh, can't quite finish off Surreal, but he dinks him down to 9 HP. Of course, Bogdan's Law coming into effect as well. Xantaras grabbing that up earlier.
It's a good off angle. Disrupt this cap push to B before it even gets kicked off, but he just missed the timing. That's beautiful from Mighty Max. He's able to catch him with his pants down. Molotov to stop them scaling straight back out of market, and he's actually potentially able to isolate Emor there, but unfortunately not the case. It looks like this man's just going to take over the round himself.
Definitely isolates him, but unfortunately it's work against Endpoint. For a moment, Nerds run that clock down. And unfortunately for him, he might just fall. Calyx swinging, gets him in the last second, and that is going to be horrendous for the economy going into the next round.
Yeah, they might have considered another force, maybe. I don't know. There was quite a few more guns taken over. So, in fact, if you're ever going to choose a round to die after time, that's not a bad one for it. He still had 2.6. They're still just going to pistol and maybe some light armor and things like that anyway. So,
yeah, max round loss enables you still to buy when you're down towards that 13k mark.
Yeah, not too bad.
1300 rather.
Endpoint looking for some picks here. Try to keep that CT economy fragile if they can.
Oh, not quite spotted over the smoke. There's a tiny little gap, and Emor finds two. Big flash enables Nerds into Con, and he spots the second man. There's another, and a rifle retrieved. 13 in the clip, and Nerds, he's going to make a dangerous play. Lurking his way over towards the stairs, but can't quite spot Woxic over the top. Mighty Max, however, certainly will. So, still maybe a chance off the back of these positions. Sharp shots, and Nerds again. Man's on for the ace.
If he can convert it, Molotov is going to make his life very difficult, but he's at least able to survive. Xfloud looking to try to convert that pick. And the last two Endpoint players. Is this a window boost? Could be punished by Xfloud. He's creeping up Cat right now.
How's the timing? Where's the crosshair? They've heard the drop. Xfloud knows that someone's still lurking towards the bottom of mid. How's the timing on it? Endpoint may just be taking too long. Woxic coming in around the corner. Oh, collateral almost on the cards, but he's going to finish with the P2K. Secondary pulled out just in time, and 5 in a row. Clean so far, Mirage for Eternal Fire.
Yeah, and this is what you dream of when you think of the Eternal Fire roster. You got Woxic playing reasonably well. Emor's in that like Sangdal form. I remember that man literally just in the ECA Premier in Europe, just going straight up banana and having impact every single round. Absolutely fearless on the rifle. He's having a blinder of a game. Another buy-in from Endpoint. So have Surreal applying utility pressure towards middle. He's going to have a couple of the boys joining up with him while two players probe the A side of the map. But in the meanwhile, Eternal Fire really playing for that ramp control.
Calyx jiggling, Not going to drop that smoke on contact. Has a molly to follow as well to make sure no one hits him with the old accelerator. But Endpoint there just waiting for this mid control to come through.
Look at this B-Apps control. Eternal Fire have got. They can go for a mid-round push for more information if they want it. Woxic was just posted on that con line the whole round, and he's been rewarded with 2 frags. Off angle for Xantares could even net him a freebie if they try to walk out Palace, but actually, let's find a nice pick there.
Pretty sure as well with that kill, they would have seen the bomb fall on a cat.
Yeah.
So Eternal Fire, aware that that one's out in the open.
Emor's deep in B-Apps. So much info, so much control. They know where the bomb is, you mentioned it.
Yep.
Difficult round for Endpoint.
Maybe Boros makes his way in through a main. Awkward position. Leg shot comes through, Surreal survives, but Boros at least able to kill Woxic. So, remember the plan out of the server, and Emor comes in just at the perfect moment. Delivered the bomb as well.
Yeah.
So, everything going right for Eternal Fire. Nertz has got 6 HP and now control of the bomb, but 10 seconds to get to site. I don't think this is achievable in any realm.
It just felt like, you know, in a vacuum, some of those parts of the map were going really well for for Endpoint rather. They were winning some of those duels and they were looking good doing it. And then in the other side of the map, it was like complete chaos, like the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Like sick, we got that pick out Palace, but bombs in middle, and then we lost bomb again. Just felt like the individuals on Endpoint were not necessarily working together, and some of them were finding success and some of them were absolutely tanking it. But sometimes it'd be like that. Another half buy in here from Endpoint. Dude, they've been so competitive in so many of these rounds, and you can see the effect of that on the CT economy, but they're just not converting any yet.
Nice nade, forcing the T's forward. Emor caught with his knife out for a second, but he is going to come here just in time and stop the drop onto site, finding himself the double. X-Flout as well, just hiding 16 HP, and Emor's just going to do it all himself. 4 kills up against the Pistols and 7 rounds in a row for Eternal Fire. This is a statement.
Absolutely. Emor's having a hell of a game. 14-5. Woxic's on one as well. He's found so many opening picks on this CT side. He's had a couple of multis as well. Good situation. Endpoint, they need to get rolling here, though. That was a great round for Eternal Fire, especially, you know, Emor. That's a big 4K to be securing because what it does is secure that CT side money. He basically affords them an additional buy round. Had they taken some economic damage, might not have felt so good about it. Endpoint, not worried about that A control. Mostly focused on middle here, being disrupted by utility, and in the meanwhile, Eternal Fire have taken full A ramp control. They've had that deep utility pressure in towards B apartments as well from Emor. So good pressure on the extremities from the CT side. In the meanwhile, they still are holding on to Con.
Bit of a stalemate. At mid control, extremities starting to be worked by Endpoint. But Nertz slowly making his way back towards Pal, but Eternal Fire, close 2-man setup towards a main as well, and then just dropping that second smoke at the minute mark, forcing anyone theoretically away. But Endpoint, they're going to start to make their way up Con, and it could just be the perfect position to push, but that A main control from Eternal Fire could set them up for the retake.
Definitely could. You know, Endpoint seem very well aware of it. They just got to deal with this 180 crossfire, but when they take Xantares out of CT, their life gets a lot easier, and they're hitting all their shots on the way through. That's a beautiful one from Nertz. This man's been on point.
He has. Surreal allows Emor in through the crawl space, and now there could be a chance in the round. This man has not missed much. 7 rounds, 15 kills already, and he's hunting for a few more. Just trying to figure out where X-Flout is coming from. It's short, crucial. He makes his way to unders, but this could allow X-Flout to make his way up Con. The time again against them. Oh, X-Flout hasn't spotted that one, but Crucial certainly has. He's hunting for the angle. Jumping, spotted, but it's a round finally on the board for Endpoint. Emor falling, and it's just X-Flout to carry his gun across to the next. Taking stock of the economy. Eternal Fire, they're going to be good to buy into the next anyway.
Yep.
But good to see Endpoint finally cracking that egg.
Absolutely. they just, at the end of the day, they need rounds. They've been competitive in a lot of these rounds, like I was saying before, but they're not putting them on the board. It's all for naught. Hopefully, they can try and convert this next gun round, though, especially because you're seeing the double AWP purchase in here from Eternal Fire. That's going to be very costly with the $1,900 loss bonus, and with how, like I was saying, how close a lot of these rounds are, that's going to take a tax on the CT economy.
Yeah.
Endpoint changing things up. They went from a very, very slow pace, mid-control-y kind of round into an A split, and now it seems like a 1-4, but they've lost that mid player. So all pressure on middle has been lost. In the meanwhile, they're storming out A, but it's a retake setup for Eternal Fire.
See if they can make their way across, pal. Not in Woxic's crosshair. This man hitting most things so far. Flashed away, but Boros just not quite hitting that stairs jump, and he'll fall as well. So things just going sour for Endpoint.
It's just, it's beautiful to watch when these Eternal Fire boys are feeling confident.
Yeah.
They just take the fight to the opponent. I was saying like a retake setup. I'm looking at all those players sort of centralized around middle after Woxic finds that first pick. They're sort of in a 1-3-1. And then, you know, the jungle and the con smoke comes in, and they just play in front of it. They just shoot Endpoint on the cross into A. They don't even let them have any control at all. And that's another round where I was talking about the CT economy getting fragile, but they just wipe the floor with them, and all of a sudden, CT Money's doing great.
Boros really keen to get up into Connie's smoke. The bottom con. Molly's gone all the way through window underneath. Woxic gets in behind him. And there you have it. Woxic has no idea how the T was in the CT spawn 10 seconds into the round, but it has happened. xFloud at least able to get the late trade coming in through ladder room and another as well. And just when you think Endpoint could have had a chance getting Boros into window that early, it's all gone south again. Eternal Fire not missing much. Everyone really putting their hand up.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Endpoint as well, like, you know, they're playing quite fast in a lot of these rounds. There have been some slower ones.
Yeah.
But it almost feels like once that first aim duel in the round kicks off, it's like very soon after, almost everyone dies in the next 20, 25 seconds. It's one of those kind of games. After that first initial contact, everything kind of goes like down the drain.
Eternal Fire, one of those teams that just is hunting for more action.
Yep.
Looking to go for those trades when the teammates fall. Same for Endpoint.
It's bloody entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Love to see it. Endpoint slowing things down yet again. Weren't happy with that A round. Always gets a little bit more difficult when you lose that player in middle, and the other team's no longer worried about that middle presence when they pick that player. They can more so focus their efforts on holding the site, not worrying about the lurk. The con player's free to peek over towards A. That's kind of the issue Endpoint ran into. And so far in this half, they have been losing a lot of first picks to the AWP, so good to see them at 1 minute and 4 seconds, taking this con control, haven't lost the man advantage.
xFloud again, making his way up towards the couch there in apartments. Emor taking point as well, but the silencer, it's already around the corner. This is something that Endpoint weren't expecting, and Emor just finds himself 3. Make it 4. Man wants more. And the bomb is on a silver platter in apartments, so things going completely wrong. Mighty Max, look, he tried to lurk his way up con, but at this point, Eternal Fire says, look, you can have that A site because we've got the bomb, brother.
I mean, we've all seen rounds in other competitions like this from Emor, but to see him opening game here of the conference, putting in rounds like this, like they go towards Emor and he's good for 3 almost every time.
I think.
How many multi-frags has this man got?
What happened there? I said, oh no, xFloud silencer is poking around the corner, and as I said that, it was actually the bait that drew all that attention from Endpoint. They just walked into Emor, didn't bother getting that trade.
I don't think it would have mattered, dude.
It was hard. It was so hard.
He hit every shot within half a second. Like, they actually couldn't trade him. He's that sharp right now.
No time to think. No time to calm. What time is there?
Time to go next map, I think.
Time to out and chat.
Yeah, look, I like the timeout. It's felt like a lot of these rounds have gone quickly, and, you know, for anyone who's played some comp CS in the past, you've all had games like this where you're kind of getting owned, and where some of the rounds are going by the wayside very quickly. It's very good to take your timeouts and just slow the tempo down and have a chat and just try to get that opening pick. Nice nade onto Con. Let's make Woxic a little more tender. Endpoint again, going to kick off one of these rounds without losing that opening man advantage in the first little bit. I think every round that starts like this is going to increase their chances of success, because it feels like as soon as Eternal Fire, like I said, get that first pick, you know, it's almost like a flurry of frags will very quickly follow. I feel like Endpoint, they just need that first entry, and then they could start to get this rolling. But till they get it, it's going to be difficult days.
Well, Woxic is quite low already, but he's posted on a very strong line. Not enabling Endpoint to get anywhere near short. However, the bomb already up towards stairs. Endpoint, they're just going off the back of that single remaining flash, but Woxic does his job, as does Zentara's. Everyone hitting every damn thing for Eternal Fire. And again, Mighty Max last alive in a lurking position. Tries to get his mitts on the primary weapon, the AK there on short, but it doesn't work because Calyx in a very solid position there at triple to swing and trade. Stop any extra damage happening to Eternal Fire's economy. Speaking of, have a look at that. Even after the buy, got Calyx on 10k, Zentara's on over 10k as well, 5k for Emor and xFloud, and Woxic almost on 5k himself. So no financial woes at all for the CTs. Endpoint, at least they've got max round loss bonus. That's something to look forward to every round. You can get a nice healthy buy on the board. But you have to turn those healthy buys into rounds. It could still be an 11-4 half here if things go right, but it's rough here on the T side for Endpoint.
Alex is on an island towards A. Again, it was a round where Eternal Fire started a 1-3-1, and then you start to see the shifts after the first 20 to 30 seconds. But Emor, very confident position in unders, and again, it seems like he's going to be good for 3. Boris has found a pick in the meantime, Mac.
Nice little entry. Slides his way to default as well. But Zentara's in a solid position. Head spotted, and this man doesn't miss. Falls back into jungle as well. With that man advantage, Woxic spots the bomb at A main, and crucial, he's been in Pal a few times now. Smoke fades. Zentara's, I believe, might have spotted him. And there it is. Jigs up. Crucial. On the right line. You can't quite connect on the jiggle. Big nade comes through. Chip damage. Boost over the top, but that one's red. I'd like to see the offline, but Woxic, man, is just going to crab walk forward. Does not miss much. Very low reaction time from this man. Eternal Fire net themselves a 12th. Yep. A dominant half so far.
Another round where Emor does 200 plus damage.
It's just
after taking first contact in a completely different position to before. Another half buy for Endpoint. Yeah, sometimes these maps happen, man. Someone's just having a great day.
Pace change. Up Con quickly. Surreal with one of the Woxic, but Zentara's close to trade. Emor stops that short push from coming through, but Boris this time again in towards CT. xFloud though, Justin seems to be aware of this position. Boris wins it regardless, and that could be the B site open for business. 3v3 though, and Eternal Fire, they've got this mid control. They're over towards A. Looking like they have to play for the retake.
Yeah, it's a winnable round, but difficult position because there's just so much time before this bomb can get towards a site. Jump spot just missed Seymour, and that might be the difference maker. Smoke on towards market side, and Xantares, he's applying util pressure. He's trying to make noise. Maybe draw aggro away from Emor so he can find a timing. And there's the cat jump from both of the Eternal Fire players, and I think they both missed it, so...
That's all right. Dotting those I's, crossing those T's. Still going shoulder to shoulder regardless. Emor spotted in apps now, and that's going to be the info they were looking for. Nertz needs to connect here with the Deagle. One bullet onto Emor should surely do it. Molly there at Van is going to be enough to force Mighty Max back into the corner. And it's a big tag onto Xantares. No trade comes through, and it's going to be 2 quick ones. But unfortunately for Xantares, it was too little too late. Endpoint playing that one perfectly to get a second on the board. But can they turn that into a third?
Doesn't even matter at this point.
You say that. But I have seen the CT side be very strong lately, even though Eternal Fire aren't missing anything.
Dude.
Look, I'm grabbing at straws.
Trust me,
It's
Emor's doing this on CT side. Just wait till he gets an AK. This guy doesn't care. He's going to go take those entries all day long.
Man's rocking a plus 3 KD.
He's on for a 25 bomb in the first half. Oh. Another opening kill for Woxic. Like, this is just the HLTV forum user from Turkey's wet dream happening right now, right before his eyes.
The one that typed 2-0 easy. Oh, well. Every dog has their day, right? Yeah. And it's just holding control here in Pal. Not spotted as your boy Emor was really hunting for more action.
I like this from Endpoint. Smoke into window. Woxic's on the aggression with the dig straight up through unders. It's a freebie for it.
Ooh. Paper thin walls there. Boros able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm looking at Nerds. I was wondering what can Nerds do. That's a great timing. Catches Emor in the scope rather, and he's got an A-site control. And Xfloud stopped them from coming up con.
Gonna give it a good crack. Shoulder peek comes through. Just jumping around, being an absolute nuisance, trying to buy a bit of extra time for Calix here, who's not going to be cleared at all. Jungle's dirty crucial. That's going to be the bomb down at the top of con, but enough time for Xfloud to make this rotation deep. Molly forcing Calix into the open, and that's going to be a nice trade. Xfloud now deciding what he needs to do, and it's just dodge those nades. He's been tickled down to 5 HP, and an open plant as well. Boros, though, sending it in towards CT, so a crossfire on the post plant. Slowly. Xfloud edging forward, just hunting for any info. Shoulder spotted, but a nice trade comes through as Nerd swings on the contact and is 12-3 at the half. But we've got a break to get through before half number 2. Ladies and gents, see you shortly.
It's actually like the Counter-Strike scene in Turkey is really bad, actually is dead. And we are the only one left now because of the Valorant came up and the Riot Games are making many tournaments in Turkey in Valorant. So many players are switched their game from Counter-Strike to Valorant. And because there's more opportunity to earn money now in Turkey, from Turkey, if you create a new team, it's really hard to go top 30 even. Like in top 30, if even like it looks easy for the many teams, in top 30 is really hard for the Turkish players because of maybe ping wise, they're like the problems inside of their lives. It's all of them is different. All of them is need a money basically. And in CSGO in Turkey there is no money. That's all I can say.
An absolute blitzing half coming out to kick things off in the series from Eternal Fire on the CT side of Mirage. 12 damn rounds. Endpoint able to scrape together 3 towards the end of it and set themselves up for maybe a chance in the second, but we'll see how strong their CT side is. We'll see what Eternal Fire are going to be able to do here in the second half. A slower approach than what we saw in the initial pistol of the game.
A bunch of the boys grouped up at top mid. xFloud ready with that smoke in spawn. Got a run boost across top mid. A lot of pressure on this window player. Some smokes flying out. One onto top con, one onto window. This will create a lot of space in middle and deny the info to the CTs about what's going on.
Eternal Fire, looks like they are just hard committing to the B split. Up short they come. The two-man CT set up on the back side is just going to be torn apart. 2 headshots coming through and Emor not missing much. But on the cross, we are going to see Endpoint pick up 2 more. xFloud swinging, going to get his head taken off. And it's all of a sudden Endpoint favored. However, bomb's not planted yet. Eternal Fire, they need to cross to bench to get it. Crucial. Solid position to stop that from happening. But the T's looking like they're about to coordinate the 2-man swing. In it comes. Cross comes through. So the first goal set. Nert's actually going to go for the rotation over to short instead and leave Crucial all on his own. Communication coming through, bomb tossed across, and now Nert's spotted on short as well.
Bomb goes down. Still just the CTs trying to posture, trying to find angles, and no one really connecting too much. Eternal Fire doing a great job of fighting together. That got them the bomb control, that got them the bomb down, but Nert's has crept up in the meanwhile, all the way up short, and he's able to find some space, but he's running out of ammo, only 1 bullet. He gets the reload off, and fortunately, Emor denied a 3K for that round. Would have been good enough to close it out. It actually would have been him and Calix to do all the work, but Nert's, he's rewarded for a smart play. Wrapping back through window, completes that catch-up that a couple of players failed in the last half.
Well, look, I came up with a theory about that. If the first player fails it, then the second player may as well just not even attempt to go for it, because then you're going to have to wait for your teammate to run up top mid and group up again. Anyway, right, am I wrong? I don't care about your opinion, Pilski, let's be real. But I just wanted to tell you my theory, because you just had this look on your face, and I needed to convey that to the viewer. I'm offended.
It's alright. It's alright, man. It's all going to be okay. Got a force buy in here. Pressure being kept on by the T's. And as long as Emor's got an AK in his hands, then anything's possible. But Nertz is plugging away quite consistently. Even in the last half where Endpoint were having difficulties, he was still putting the frags on the board. Poros, I have to say, this man was very active in that last half. He was just gunning it straight up middle, round after round after round. And once again, he is in the other side of the map, trying to put pressure on the opponents. Double dink from Calix puts him down immediately, though.
Nertz, a bit of a shake on the crosshair there, trying to get the fadeaway damage. That's going to be another rifle retrieved. Juggled across there.
Santares exploring the B apartments. Smoke fades quite close to him. Gonna try and isolate these angles and cut them down. Make them more manageable for himself. And in the meanwhile, we got a push from Crucial. Big info play from this man. But is he gonna flank A? If he does so, that's gonna leave Mighty Max alone on the B site with just the UMP against 3 players.
Well, he could at least get this kill and give them the man advantage. Calix, 25 HP, knife out. There's the freebie, sees the rotation. That's the info as well as all the players making noise out towards the B site. No scope comes through. Mighty Max going to chip down to 58 and not going to be able to do too much more. But let's see if Zentara's down to 61 HP is going to play a factor. So real tapping away. Going to be able to find the head of Wokzik and another on the retake. It's all up to Zentara's now. First and second found, so it's up to Crucial on short. But Zentara's is insane. Just tapping away, dancing around on the bench. And the man's going to do it again for Eternal Fire. 13 on the board.
I mean, the first 2 pretty routine, but this one tap. That's all just thousands and thousands of hours of just mastering the mechanics. the counter strafe, he didn't even like move his mouse very much.
Yeah.
Just the counter strafe and tiny micro adjustment.
Mechanical genius. And that's why this man gets paid the big bucks.
Yep.
Has a peak named after him.
Yep. Great shoot. Endpoint. They're forcing up. Running out of options in this game. Trying to cut some corners to get back into a decent position, but it hasn't started well. Again, they've lost that first pick, which has been a recurring issue for them for a lot of this game, both CT and T side thus far.
Slower approach to the round now. Eternal Fire just looking to punish any extra aggression. We did see a lot of that from Endpoint in the previous, but over the top of the smoke there at Connerts. Gonna be able to find himself a little spam onto the head of Emo. Gonna be a gun retrievable now. The CTs might be able to play for a retake. Surreal smoke not quite going where intended. He's gonna get his head taken off for it. Mighty Max trying to line up a headshot of his own, but the wrap across the bench side from xFloud too strong. Woxic as well, just waiting for the aggressive rotation. Now Nert's just hunting for the isolated man at the top of mid. Going to get himself an upgrade. It won't be the round he'll find as Eternal Fire now. Getting themselves 14 on the board. That one's certain. And Nert's just hoping he can save this body armor and UMP. Eternal Fire, they know he's got the UMP, but I think they're going to hunt regardless. They've got some money in the bank.
You can take it away. May as well give it a crack.
xFloud, one bullet will do it.
Yep.
Jumping.
Plus 600 for the Mac 10 as well.
Oh, yeah.
Points map pick as well, by the way. So, I don't know. Could be one of those situations where take each other's picks. There you go. I mean, not necessarily the first thing that I think of from Xantares. You know, I think of the multi-fragging and the entry potential, the spray downs and things like that, but realistically, man plays his angles very well, and I mean that big side clutch is a perfect example of it. Just mechanically, he's able to read the angles so well.
I feel like, you know, having the clutch gene, as well as being able to get multi-frags on the entry, is a pretty similar gene. You know, just trying to read CT setups and figure out where would they be, where should they be.
It's got an anti-eco round, nothing to get excited about, and Eternal Fire do clean it up, then they're on map point. That's a nice little tricky play from Endpoint, and a lot of USP dinks being collected here. Emor trying to camp the guns right now, while Eternal Fire reroute towards the B site.
Emor still expecting someone at the top of the ladder. Flash misses the mark, but he's got a nade to follow. That's going to be huge damage onto the unarmored CTs. Could be a few men coming around the corner. There's the double and hits him with the 360, but he can't follow up with the Glock. Crucial though, 53 HP. The man be pushing forward, looking for the round, catching xFloud out in the middle of the air. And he's going to do it as well. Long range, gets that shot onto Calix. No armor, but he barely got tagged, so aim punch wasn't a factor. And it's going to be a 5th round on the full eco for Endpoint.
Yep. All USPs across the board. They only take one gun through, but maybe Crucial can grab an AWP, drop that AK over, and it could be some rounds coming together. Look, just before, previous series, we saw Sprout kind of slamming Extra Salt on Ancient. Not necessarily in the same fashion as what we're seeing from Eternal Fire, but still, the point still stands. If Endpoint, they're putting a buy together, if they can string some rounds together here on Mirage towards the tail end of things, it's important to build that confidence into the next map. And the reason why I bring that Extra Salt Sprout series up is we did see the reverse sweep coming through. Sometimes it helps to just pick up a couple of confidence rounds towards the end, get yourself into the game. Emor's not given them much room though. Another opening pick going the way of Eternal Fire. The amount of rounds that Endpoint have started 4v5 is pretty absurd.
pretty regularly bringing those 4v5s back. However, not converting that to points. The top of mid, Woxic hoping for another opening. Eternal Fire look to regroup and hit this A site. Topcon Smoke been there for a little bit. Allows Zentaras all the way up towards the stairs. He's gone for a risky push. He maneuver. Boros over towards CT is actually able to find one and a second. Flicks around and takes the head off of Calix. Bomb now going to be down at the top of corners. Nerds finishes things off. xFlout able to lurk his way into jungle. And Endpoint. Nice little round there. Starting to work up that economy.
Absolutely. That's an economic reset on the T side. xFlout's full board, which is interesting.
He have spawn. Is he? He's the one that's called the B rush. The boys are like, why would we rush B? It's like, well, watch this. I've got a Mac 10. I've got utility and armor, and you guys can recycle it. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that's just a misbuy. But anyway,
I liked my story better, honestly. But let's see what the Mac 10 can do. I'm going to lead the charge here, and it's nada. Deagle, maybe we'll at least get the trade there for Zentaras.
Okay.
And another, okay, $700 investment is going to do a whole lot of work. Nerds and Boros able to stop the push for the moment. Calix swinging in, has the A1S to play with, gets another, but Boros able to trade. And look how much damage the missed bite, a couple of pistolas did. The Endpoint now, he grabbing at straws after this bite.
yeah, xFlout's taken the role of the glorified entry this game. Mac 10 every round.
Oh yeah.
Wing in first.
You'd love to see it.
It's going Emor, Calix, Zentaras, Woxic. I'm in the backpack. Bring me some rounds. Someone's got to do it, man.
I'm the info gatherer. I'm the space creator.
I'm saying it like a meme, but he's playing exactly like that. Going for it. And there is merit to that. Be on this T side. Someone to get in there. Much slower round this time around. Or Eternal Fire. Anticipating some aggression, taking their time. Holding some of those extremities. 1 minute 20 starting to work. Middle a little bit more. But they've got very limited utility. So one way you can start to save some of those flashes is to send Emor across top mid.
Missed opportunity. That was the opening Crucial needed to connect on, but he wasn't expecting someone standing dry out in the middle of mid. Zemor. Got confidence for days. Flat again. Going to be a bit of a stall there. Works out Zentaras. Line over the top of the con smoke. One on Surreal. Nerds with the silenced M4. Able to find one more. No more than that. Back to the 4-on-3. Eternal Fireman advantage. Boros, nice nade to trade.
Absolutely. Great cash. Two players trying to pressure the cap. And it's a nice 1-for-1. Another nade being dumped straight back over to the con player. Boros doing a great job on this retake CT position. And Mighty Mac's going to clean it up. Endpoint picking up a couple in a row. Doesn't even matter really. Even if they don't bring this all the way back. Just to pick up these rounds, to start putting some frags on the board. Really, really good to see. Half buy-in from Eternal Fire here. Themselves an outside shot at winning the round. This looks like one of these A set pieces.
Testing Endpoint's defenses. Got a lot of util to play with. No early main smoke or molly really thrown, so there could be more to slow things down here. Boros actually going in towards triple and just waiting for these flashes to come across the top. It's going to be 1, 2, and maybe a little bit more as the bomb's gone down on the floor outside of a main. Crucial. Mopping things up there on the palace, and very solid anti-eco coming through from Endpoint. So, they're just 5 at the deficit.
Yeah, I almost don't want to believe. Not yet. Dangerous to believe.
Are you ready for the question?
No.
Not yet.
We're not doing that today.
But you're never ready for the question. Not today?
Not today. Maybe tomorrow.
I won't ask it if you give me your best.
No.
No?
All right.
Well, I have to do it then. Sorry, Mitch.
No, it's important. It's important gun round. Talk about it under Nico.
Okay.
Xantaris, he's zooming unders. Should have been heard, but he's found the timing anyway. Dude, I got to go look at it after this. Opening kills.
Yeah.
And then how many times has Nerds immediately got the pick back? Like almost every time. I feel like every round has started like that. But 4v4 for the T's with some mid control.
Make a lot of sense. Xantara's on 23 kills. Nert's also on 23 kills. So every single time. It's a nice line towards the bench there. Molly invested though just to get Eternal Fire up on, but one comes straight back and the CT scrambling to get in the right positions. Boros stuck here at Firebox with Surreal just jumping for any info, trying to aid the man. Got his aim trained over towards Pal, but he's waiting for a flash to come through. Molly's thrown. I'm already here at triple. Xantaris goes down, as does X-Flower, but not after the bomb is planted. Now it's all up to Woxic. 1v3 to try to clutch, but the man, he's putting high priority on keeping the AWP alive. Still the short player. Should have this one on a silver platter. Oh, there's the first. Mighty Max close for the trade. There's another one for Endpoint. AWP retrieved. And double digits acquired.
They're playing very well. Has to be said. Full loss bonus 3.4 plus the bomb plants though means that just more and more gun rounds. Timeout coming out for Eternal Fire. Starting to feel some pressure. The double digits was the cracking point. Surely though, we just see a round where Emor or Xantara, like someone just multi-frags and we go, that was cool comeback, but these guys are still insane. Great to see the composure though from Endpoint. Definitely some comeback being put together here.
Taking a moment to breathe, think, regain themselves. Point not wanting to put a single foot wrong. They still are looking to formulate this comeback. Eternal Fire. No AWP for Woxic this time, but he's been hitting some pretty good shots with the pistolas, the rifles when he does have them. Again, Xantara's looking to lead the charge. One-way smoke thrown here for Boros. Jumping up onto the top of Ticket. A little bit of a cheesy strategy. The T's fully aware, but it's worked for one regardless. Woxic able to go for the trade as Surreal comes in again, just stuck here in the corner at Jungle. Man still got so much util to play with, and he's going to fall with almost all of it. Smoking off Jungle for the T's as well. An Endpoint now in a rough position.
Yeah. Emor in particular, I mean, just able to pick and choose his timing. Dangerous prospect for anyone on the other team. And it's looking like he's playing the angles perfectly. Freebie onto Mighty Max, side of the head. Crucial. That a rough opening game here. Has not really been connecting with too much, but of course he's hitting something like that.
Stuck over towards Mario. Xantara is so damn low. Woxic close and looking for the info. Shadow spotted. Crucial. Hunting for that wallbang, but again, he's looking for the second man. Can't quite connect this time. The nice 1v3 angle, but Crucial couldn't consolidate it. There you have it. 15 on the board for Endpoint. Emor says, all right, boys, it's time to close out the game. I finally got my 30. We don't need to stall any longer.
Sure you don't want Xantaris and Woxic to join him?
Well,
we got time.
It's on the cards.
Got a couple more rounds in there.
5 rounds to play with, boys. You want a 30 as well? Yeah? Nah? Yeah, nah. All right. Well, Endpoint, they still had some money to play with here, so full buy coming through.
See that?
Yeah.
Hit a couple in a row. RNG'd it. Two-man creep out of Pal. Woxic probably just going to hop on the line towards Jungle's side. I'm looking at xFloud and Xantares to throw a window smoke. Xantares sitting in spawn. Chuck the window smoke. Woxic posts on the jungle line. What I'm expecting.
Crucial to take a point. Boris close for trade as well, but it's going to be a bit of a flood out of Pal. 2 players.
Looking for a pick more so.
Getting close, no shadows spotted, but it's unnecessary. Crucial sharp regardless. Xantares able to find one more, knowing Crucial's close, but he's just got this AWP to play with. Pal player trying to make his way out. Flash actually going to fully blind Xantares for the moment, and that's given Crucial some time to get all the way back towards default. Mollied out though, but a smoke still able to extinguish, and the CT starting to come in droves. Emor unable to lurk his way up. Xantares, sharp as nails, finds one more, but it's all on his shoulders, and he's not going to be able to find any more nerds coming in late. It's better late than never as Endpoint get the old legs 11 on the board. Still 4 behind Endpoint. Behind Eternal Fire, rather. And Endpoint looking to play for overtime.
Yeah, pieces just didn't quite come together on that A play. See what they were going for. Bit of an investment in. Couple of boys leaving some money in the back pocket for later. Some nades over.
That was a couple of flashes.
Yep.
Like Eternal Fire. Might be going for a bit of a Mimi strategy.
Got Surreal with full util. Max has got full util. Could just be a whole lot of mollies coming in. Already one to disrupt the timing. Smoke in middle. Ooh, be the end of Nertz. Said Mertz.
Emor might just start to take contact up. Con off the back of Eternal Fire. Going to hit that B site. Flash over towards short, and 2 more to play with at least, if not more. But over on the balcony, Mighty Max going to be able to find himself the lineup. 25 bullets is more than enough for the 3 kills. Bomb down, Molly as well to buy some extra time, and they know that Woxic was over towards the back of App. Someone had to be throwing that utility. And Endpoint in a very good position to succeed here. AK, delivery service, straight into the hands of Woxic.
Thank you.
And he finds some lines here. Bilski, there's the first.
The double peak. Effective as ever. And the 12th for Endpoint. Oh boy. I think I'm believing. 12 was the answer.
I didn't even get to ask the question.
I think I've worked it out. I figured out the question matter. This is a buy here for Eternal Fire. They're also questioning that. They're going to take another time out and have a chat about it. Endpoint is starting to run out of money, though. And that is relevant at this stage of the game. When you got 1,400... I mean, sorry, not the loss bonus is relevant, but more so if it comes down to these close clutch rounds, that's where you could find yourself lacking in some of the key pieces of util. Maybe you don't have a kit, and the round's getting a bit spicy. Don't have an AWP. These are the things that could be wishing for. Eternal Fire, they've been very forced by this half, and seen some interesting purchasing decisions, put it that way.
Well,
but this time, they're half buying, and they're going to be a bit more sensible. And by sensible, I mean, we're giving an AK to Xantares, because that's always a sensible decision.
It's always a sensible decision. And look, Mitch, maybe you were right. Maybe they really were just waiting for Xantares to drop a 30 as well, because he's certainly on for it.
True.
Getting very consistent kills. Woxic not too far behind.
Team morale. We're morale building right now.
Emor said, oh, oops, I actually got a 31st kill. Sorry, didn't mean to do that, guys.
What a waste.
Endpoint happy just to play this 3-1-1 split.
Yeah, this is pretty much the best setup. It's this strat. They've read it very well.
And And there goes the first man, second falling, not given a single opportunity. That power flash has not hit the mark at all, but Xantares gets some investment out of that AK. Woxic picks his up as well now. 2 players to get past here to try to close things out. But as you mentioned, Mitch, Xantares now dropping that 30. But again, Molly to play with, goes over towards stairs, flash to follow. Can he find this info? Look at the crab walk from the CTs already. Making their way in towards triple. Nerds through the box, able to go for the trade. And again, you pointed it out earlier, this man is on fire and he's got his 30th as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's dropping 30s.
Well, Woxic actually 100%ed that clutch because he got his 27th. But now he's left himself room to get his 30.
The theory.
In all seriousness, yeah, great wallbang. That could very much have been around for Woxic. It's absolutely absurd that Xantares comes out against 3-man A setup and 1 jungle, and he still finds 3 entries in like 3 or 4 seconds with the AK. Scary, scary stuff. But Endpoint, they squeaked through it. It was close. They do retain that AWP still.
Yeah.
Only 2 of the kits though. But util looks good.
One of these situations
could be on for OT.
Where Endpoint may just fall at the final hurdle. Even if they get this round, their economy is just all damn broken. But
Stop talking to Nerds like that.
He heard me. He said, you know what, I'm going to open up this round. Put myself in a dangerous position and fight for his life. Another pick found from Surreal, who's been firing up here in this second half. Xfloud finally able to come in low as late for the trade. Try to swing things back in Eternal Fire's favour.
You don't want to be throwing away a 5-on-3 after all this work. Definitely not. Endpoint is definitely impressed on this CT side.
That
been gorgeous to watch the comeback.
Nerds did have to get out of unders one way or another.
Yes, it's true.
Now Xfloud looking to be the info gatherer.
Well, it's a 3-on-4. I think probably a good time to start gathering some frags. Creep up in middle. Woxic looking for a pick. They're running out of time here though, Mac.
No one close in windows, so they haven't heard Woxic's scope, but they've definitely heard that Molly. Xfloud can't make his way out of apartments, and the bomb is now here solo on the back of Calix. Woxic just trying to wait for these rotations to come through. Mighty Max striking just at the right moment. Silencer spotted, but so has Woxic been. Over by the A-main player. But it's real to mop things up from the B site. And there you have it, 15-14 Endpoint. Hunting for that overtime.
Indeed. Still a decent buy to be put together here by Eternal Fire. Good money across the board. They might be lacking on a couple of nades on Emor and Woxic if they want to go for those AKs. Could drop over some of the nades as well, worth mentioning. Got a couple of members sitting at the 5.6 kind of mark. Drop an HE to one of the boys. You gotta say though, I mean, I said it already, but what a bloody comeback from Endpoint. So many people have probably got, you know, 20 bombed or 25 bombed by Emor or Xantares and just gone, yep, that just wasn't my game.
Yeah.
It's all good. Get him next map. But takes a lot from a team like Endpoint to just bring it all the way back to the 30th round, even if they didn't push it into OT. That's a bloody great performance, but I'm really hoping that they do, because this game is really delivering. Looks like an A piece here. That's a great nade to kick things off.
Like they may just be hard committing to the A site now. Crucial. Flashed off the line, but he's going to be able to hit that collateral blind. Boris looking to go forward, and they want this overtime. Emor and Woxic. What can this duo do to try to bring the round back? 2 on 5. They've got the world against them.
Absolutely. Emor, nice pick from him to try to bring things back a little, but it's a one-dimensional approach from both of these players.
And Emor, man, has been popping off all game, but the crab walk is not quite enough to secure it for Endpoint. Emor falling away on 40 HP. Nade missing the mark, but again, still a minute on the clock to play with. Mighty Max, he's going on an adventure. Gonna hear these footsteps coming through. However, makes a bit of noise himself, and he's gonna be able to get that one, fighting fire with fire. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a bit of overtime. There's no time like overtime, especially when Endpoint pull off a comeback like that in the second half of map number 1 of the series. And Eternal Fire couldn't quite close it, but only because Woxic said, hey, I haven't got my 30 bomb yet. So we got to go to overtime, boys. We got to make this one happen. Endpoint still on the defense for 3 rounds before we swap things over. Of course, it is 16 KOT, so should be able to buy every single round for every single player. Calix, nice line found, and somehow turns it into the double.
Yep, beautifully done. Hertz has digged them out of a couple difficult situations already so far. Just in between a rock and a hard place. Here's Xantares unload the whole clip there. Able to punish him, but still a man advantage for Eternal Fire. Still opportunities. Should be a freebie for xCloud. So maintaining that 2-man advantage they kicked off the round with.
Mighty Max just waiting here. On the missiles, crucial, connecting. In through jungle, and it looks like it might just be the wraparound, doubling up towards CT. However, Mighty Max with the spam stops that plant and buys some extra time for these CTs to maybe get back into the round. This is going to be a 2-on-4 if they do clutch out. And xCloud, rough position here. Oh, spotted on the smoke fade and Crucial connecting, but Woxic hunting heads now. Got 30 seconds to retrieve this bomb. For the AK instead, but Mighty Max sharp with the A1S, and Endpoint for the first time in this map are in the lead.
They started off that round just losing a double opening pick in Palace, but they turned around the 2-on-4. Mighty Max is just all over the place. Crucial is as well. Both players getting picks from CT and repositioning towards jungle and con. Kind of bamboozling Eternal Fire a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
That should have been a freebie for them on that opening round of OT. Will be crushing for the Turks to end up dropping this game after that first half.
What a confidence booster, though, for Endpoint. Rounds like that. Definitely making them want this that little bit more solid mid setup. Net from Crucial and Nerds. Surreal not too far away either. Ladder room, in comes that flash. Nerds unable to be the first point of contact. Well, Crucial should have been. Nerds were just hunting for that info. Off the back of that, let's see if Endpoint can play from the man down situation.
Man advantage for Eternal Fire again. They've been going great with the opening pick. Smoke into window. Flash onto con. Smoke and Molly. That's full mid control for Eternal Fire. Now they start to move towards Catwalk, but this is where the CTs are posted up.
Mighty Max, the only player towards the B side of things, but technically Surreal's here as well, and taking that point of contact. Mighty Max swinging the old bait and switch setup, eh? Endpoint able to bring things back and find a man advantage of their own. Mighty Max all the way back to Van, just staying mobile, and things getting torn to pieces for Eternal Fire.
Yep, that's the second round where they start with the opening pick and then it just completely falls apart. Great positioning from both Surreal and Mighty Max with those A1Ss, just able to find opening frags and then like almost 5-6 seconds separated from where they find that pick.
Yeah.
They're able to get another kill. There hasn't been that trade potential from Eternal Fire. Maybe spacing not being on point enough. The other opening parts of this T round go for them. They're going to simplify things a bit. Don't worry about middle. Going to kick things off with the A execute. Smokes go in. It's just going to be Boros isolated on the site.
Let's see what util comes through to support the man. Big flash, and it's going to be at least a 1-for-1. So Boros gets that info. Molly's going to be refreshed over towards the bench as well, but Crucial still able to find himself a nice little line. Missed opportunity onto Emor, who's stuck now at default, taking the head off with the blind spray in through the smoke. And Eternal Fire finally finding another two-man advantage. But Nerds and Mighty Max here just hunting for any information. Eternal Fire not committing to it. They don't want to die getting that bomb down.
I mean, they've dropped so many rounds from this exact situation.
Whoa. There it is.
Teamwork. Yeah, they both spot out Nerds. Much better spacing, much better covering of the teammates, which allows them to convert at least one of those T rounds that they kind of dominated all three of them. But Endpoint still take the majority.
Pretty sure Emor just used that, the tiny little gap in Firebox.
Yes, he did.
I have not seen a kill through that in a little while now, so nice to see. He was facing with Xantares from the tiniest little peepee hole. Now, into the second round of OT number 1 we go. Eternal Fire finally back onto the defense where they tore Endpoint apart in the first half of the game.
Yeah, that was a while ago, though.
Yeah.
So be interested to see if that's going to continue. Because the thing is, sometimes when you absolutely crush the other team in the opening half, you don't actually really get to see their T side and like feel it out. So maybe Endpoint now has the confidence to actually play their T side, and this could be maybe difficult for Eternal Fire to deal with. Who knows?
Well, running back steps here. Endpoint showing presence towards a main. Hoping to bait out any extra util. But Calix, he's already burnt all his. Swinging dry as well as Crucial. Creeps his way up Cat. Looks like Endpoint are positioned for a B split. Flash into ladder. Be a good piece of control for Mighty Max to hold. The bomb wrapping all the way back towards A, I'd say.
I feel like Endpoint were never able to do that in regulation.
Yeah.
Like, just take that mid control. They would have lost like 2 players by now, usually.
From one shot, from Woxic.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. They're again going to come up Con, and again, on that same line, Woxic's been punishing them all day long.
Ooh, slides his way to CT. Sharp on the stick, and Boros fully focused over towards CT. Nert's able to come in through for the trade, but Woxic, this man is not missing much time. In a Virtue, but Calix now able to tap some heads. It's not looking likely that Mighty Max is going to make this round work, not with 10 seconds on the trot. Calix now just whittling the clock down. There it is. The equalizer, Endpoint, bringing it back to 17 apiece. And if they can make this half clean, they're going to take map 1.
Woxic's just been dominating on this CT side orb. Another 2K.
Yeah.
Very similar to regulation on that angle. But a different timing in the round. And we're sticking to that double orb. Emor going to take the secondary over towards the B apartments. And I'd say he's going to get some action over there, unless both of these players go unders. And indeed they will. Seems like Endpoint quite happy with how they started that round. I did like how much con and ladder control they got. It's just they kind of fed picks to the AWP at triple.
Yeah.
And again, they're getting players into good positions. They just need to navigate their way through the mid to late round a little better.
It was all that decision making. There was a chance that they, with that short control, could have just smashed it up towards B. But unfortunately, they chose to run in the Woxic's crosshair instead. And that man's hard to trade because he's always in those sneaky sniper positions with places to fall off to, i.e. Ticket there. The man, he's going to be able to survive to fight for some more control. Can't connect in through triple. He spots the drop down too. The man's got 40 HP, mollied into the open, and Mighty Max able to connect again. Crucial, stopping the crawl in through the vent. And it's all up to xFloud. Man has had a rough series so far. But in the 1-on-3, it's his time to shine.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him. Crucial's got the cross. Got a 2-man contact set up off the AWP. It doesn't get much more difficult than this. He just gets double swung as soon as Crucial gets contact.
There it is.
And you're not even going to need to swing. And that is, I must applaud Endpoint for that round, by the way. After they get absolutely rolled coming up con, they're able to very quickly make the realization that there was absolutely nothing wrong with that round until they ran into Woxic. They got all these critical pieces of map control. And if they just utilize it a little better, they could put a round together. And that's exactly what they did in the round following. So very nicely done. This gives them map point. That's absurd, man.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long battle for Endpoint to get back into this situation. But they are here to play and looking to take their map pick.
Again, mid control's the name of the game for Endpoint. And Eternal Fire not really contesting too much. We've seen Xantares time and time again be retake from the jungle side. Bit of wasted util, double smoke onto window, gives a less for later in the round for Endpoint. They've only got one more smoke left to work with.
Getting on the common angles, Woxic has been playing for that swing at the top of ticket. Ollie and Smoke both thrown towards A main, so a bit of miscommunication coming through for Eternal Fire, it seems, but it's enough to get Woxic on the line, who takes it from Crucial, who's holding it for a good 15, 20 seconds or so. Now it's back to this 3-on-2. More info found, and Woxic looking to go for the regroup. Bomb down at the top of Con, and things get hard for Nertz now. 1v3, 14 HP. And nowhere really to go. The CTs looking just to swing off of xFloud's contact, but Woxic is hungry for some more, and he's going to be able to take it into OT number 2. 18 apiece.
I think that was great, kind of like pattern recognition from Eternal Fire. You know, they've been kind of getting hit time and time again by the mid-control into an A split, like 50 seconds, something like that. I felt like they were holding a lot more utility there that time. Couple of mollies in towards ramp, kind of disrupting the different arms of the push. Bought time for that B rotator to come up cat and have some impact. Nice multi-fragged out of xFloud, who's had a bit quieter of the game than some of the other lads.
Ooh.
That's a good opener for Surreal, though. Not many times where Woxic's getting opening frag this game, but that's one of them.
Trying to change up that position, go over towards mid instead of hanging around towards A. And he's going to pay for it, but let's see if Eternal Fire can fight back with the man disadvantage. Zentara is almost finding the lineup, but the two-man peak was way too strong. Oh, sneaking in through here. Surreal to make his way to stairs. That's a whole lot of control towards the A side of things. Calix still in CT, and he's going to be able to get over the top of the smoke, but no one's stopping that bomb from going down. Are they going to expect Emork here coming in from A main? Definitely not, but it's a missed opportunity. How's Mighty Max on the AWP, though? Let's see. Well, we're not gonna, because Calix slides his way in from CT. It's Nerds and Surreal in a 2-on-2. Emor's position so damn strong here on the retake. But Surreal still not spotted over towards jungle. There's the line, the swing, not coming off the contact. They're going to wait for the flash through, and it's perfectly played from Emor. Big flank, drawing all the attention, giving Calix some space to get some frags on the retake, and Eternal Fire are back in the lead.
Yeah, that's a man who owns up for his mistakes. Completely fluffs the easiest AWP shot, but it's fine. Just picks up the AK and closes the round out anyway. He made the mess, but he cleaned it up, Mac. It's all good. There's a 19th for Eternal Fire. Emor's on for the 40. In fact, a couple of the players on Eternal Fire on for the 40.
Definitely on the right way. Oh, Zentara's swinging in. Not expecting to find a man for free with a bit of util in hand, but Emor firing up, and Mighty Max getting fired out of underpass. Just stuck in this position. Can't see a damn thing. He waves that white flag high in the air. Says, you know what, Zentaras, have your bloody way with me. There it is, 2-round lead for Eternal Fire as they jump into the 20-round mark.
Yeah, much more confident contesting his mid-control. And you could even see from some of these boys on Endpoint just peeking out into con with smokes out. You know, they've been given... how many times has Zentaras played retake from jungle, like not really contesting con? They've been given that mid-control so many times to where the adaptation in this deep into OT is kind of unexpected. They just get dry double swung and it works beautifully. The swing from Cat as well. You know, let's see if Endpoint can scrape at least one round on this T side. That's a good opener. Crucial's found the pick towards B. Emor's got to try to hold down this side, but Woxic's quite close already. Double AWP on the B side.
Ooh. Edging forward, but Crucial already posted on the line. But it's an AWP for AWP trade. Crucial falling to the hands of Woxic. We're back to that 3v3 position. Nerds, though, solo mission straight out towards A main, but a nice little flick onto Calix is enough to get the man advantage and maybe control the A side.
Yeah, Max is trying to come up con. Molotov into jungle. Makes his life a little easier. Real's in ladder, so he should get a freebie onto Woxic as soon as he's given that angle, but not before the bomb's dropped on the cross, and actually Woxic just gets out of there.
Oh. And Surreal is feeling ripped off at the moment. Bomb can be planted here at triple. There's no cover. So there was an opening for the CTs to push through, but they are just going to look to group up and trade this one through.
I mean, that's a great afterplant. Short and A ramp. No smoke. Oh, there is a smoke now.
See how this one goes. It could get difficult. CTs. Got Woxic, who's now all on his own, and he was spotted as well, unable to tap the bomb just yet. Nerds going for the spam, and he's going to find it as well. So Endpoint will manage to find one on their T side. OT number 2. We do flip things over.
It's good to avoid that map point. It's always a pressure thing. When someone wins 3 in a row in OT, it's, difficult situation. But you've had Endpoint look very, very solid on this CT side. almost back them to win 3 in a row. And if they do so, that's the map for them.
Flashes out mid.
Yeah, another stack on the con nades.
Slow approach again. Eternal Fire. Gonna get into all the right positions. Surreal. Freshing that smoke at the bottom of Connector as well. And it's just playing in the cutout. An advanced position. Boros, he's just snuck his way into A main. Man, still got 3 pieces of util to play with. Actually, Molly's behind himself and pushes forward and gets the opening onto Calix.
Yeah. Just OT things. Playing mind games with I think the opponents are going to react to the util. That's a man advantage. Xfloud's over towards B apartments, so Eternal Fire just going to keep things simple and join up the 2 arms of the push. Nerds is keeping it in check though, but traded by Woxic. Still 2 players on B to deal with for Eternal Fire, if that is where they end up. They're going back to comp with 40 seconds on the clock.
I love this CT setup on the B site. However, we're not going to see it find too much because the T's started to lurk their way all the way in towards A. Spotted, connected, crucial. Able to hold this cross to sight. Not going to be giving Woxic a damn thing. Dancing around on the stairs. Going to send Xfloud in to maybe take that line. But human flashbang, Boros not enabling him to trade. And in comes that late peek from Crucial. Woxic able to get any work done. And there it is. Tied up again, 20 apiece. Of course, Mitch, the magic number in OT number 2 is 22. What both these teams are hunting for. So still anyone's game with 2 rounds remaining.
What the approach is going to be from Eternal Fire. Kind of just been idling between mid control, 1-4s, and then like A ramp. Or sort of A plays early on in the round.
Oh,
it's a great opener.
Oh.
Wow. That might just be... Oh, I don't know. We've seen it 2 previous players turn around, but never mind. Himor's just decided this round's over.
Man's had enough. Solo mission in mid. Find himself 3, make it the quad. And he's hunting for the ace in OT. Boris's position known, and Emor comes in. There it is. Keeping Eternal Fire in the lead with an ace of all things in OT. He just ran down mid solo, up con, into CT to trade.
Like a speed demon.
You love to see it. Good bit of action here. Endpoint caught with the pants down.
On for the 50. Okay. Another 4K. Get him the 50. Get him the map win. Here's map point for Eternal Fire. See what Endpoint have to say about it. They're going to have that player in underpass. Another 1-3-1 trying to contest this mid control from Woxic and Emor.
Good nade. A bit of chip damage onto both Emor and Woxic there. Well, forced out into the open. Must have been a Molly, certainly was. Man, not going to stop going forward. DT's not quite looking at con here. Flash through does draw a whole lot of attention from those CTs with Crucial falling. Mighty Max trading with the fading smoke in window. But again, the numbers are there for Eternal Fire, who are starting to make their way out towards the A site. Boros in a rough position, and he's almost able to find 2 big bink onto Calix. Makes light work for Mighty Max, and it's back to that 2v2. Eternal Fire looking to close things out here.
It's all heard by Surreal, though. That's a freebie for him. Here's the other player in apps as well.
Woxic. And he's looking to win this 1v2. He has some pretty damn good stats for it. However, Mighty Max through window is going to take us all the way to OT number 3. But before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another break. So we'll see you very shortly.
part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. You either got it or you don't. You either bought it or you won't. You either wanna give it everything or you wanna cry about a soul. I'ma say it from the jump. Mama ain't raised a chump. My mama raised me to persevere if I'm ever here in a slum. Cause nobody starts at the top. You do your part and you better buy. Working hard each and every day, even though some days it get hard to watch. But you gotta trust the process. Grind hard, don't you ever quit. It's a must, you see the progress. Got a ball till you get a hit. They can never do what I could do, cause they on the same stuff. If you doubt me, then I'm coming to show them what I'm made of. Yeah, always showing your integrity. Yeah, if you want it, I'ma let them see. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win.
Wake up, put the work in. That's the only way it's gonna work out. Hard work and dedication. No time for procrastination. Takes a lot of time, a lot of patience.
Name a more iconic duo. Mac and Pilly, Mirage. 3 overtimes. Are we going to get to 7? Well, find out shortly, because Eternal Fire and Endpoint, they don't want to go to map 2 yet. They love Mirage, and they want some more. So jumping into OT3, we got Eternal Fire starting on the T side. Zentaras was looking to create some damn space out of a main, but it's X-Cloud's looking to trade now. He's gone down. Boros doing big work for triple, and he's going to be able to find himself a triple as well.
Yep. Well, straight into the 2-on-4. More on Woxic, so anything possible, particularly if they start beating picks, giving extra angles over to Woxic. Starting to come around towards Pal as well. Info gathering for Boros goes horribly. He's going to lose his head.
Nice little micro adjustment there as well.
You could see Endpoint didn't really know what was going on. He had some util dumping from Surreal on the other side of the map towards B.
2-man 43 info. Mighty Max falling, that second man in.
That's how you lose a 4-on-2, for sure.
Has enabled Nertz to sneak his way back towards Ninja. From here, though, we'll see if that silencer's spotted which route the T's decide to take. Woxic, rather, looking to line up some util. I think his position is known. It certainly is now with that molly used. Over the top, trying to find a line. He's not going to be able to find it. It's Nertz swinging again, feeling it, taking Endpoint into the lead by 1 point.
Yep. And not as big of a deal when you're throwing away extra man advantages in OT. As the money's not really as much of an issue as long as you're still able to put the round together. Double orb out of Endpoint. I haven't seen the orbs have that much impact for them in this game, to be honest. Compared to Woxic's CT side orbing antics, where been doing a lot of work for the boys on Eternal Fire. And speaking of doing work, 50 bomb free more.
Oh, and the flash enables him to get yet another. That's back-to-back doubles, and it's still not turning it around somehow for Eternal Fire. Boros again just going to be dropping this smoke, but he might have needed it for a second longer. Not able to extinguish, but Mighty Max and Surreal chiming in to save the man. X-Cloud with a headshot of his own. Big nade as well, and Boros falls, as does Surreal on the rotation. Woxic still lurking at the top of mid. Eternal Fire finally able to turn those opening kills into a round and keep things even at 22 apiece. Of course, the magic number no longer 22. I think it's 25 now.
I'm going to agree with you.
Thank
you.
you.
I've been up for more than 24 hours in a row. So I'll trust you to do the math here, Mac.
Big day, huh?
Yep. Always a big day the first day. But it'll get easier. Not for either of these teams, though. It's going straight at it. Nertz controlling middle well yet again.
Ooh, and deciding to sneak his way to unders. Hearing xFloud making all this noise in the back of Apps and should have heard that rotation back. He's been damn noisy with all this util. Boros taking point here over towards Apps, but it doesn't work out. Or over towards Pal, rather. Calix, last man alive, but not for bloody long. Endpoint. End the first half of OT number 3. The 1 round advantage. Now, into the second. Can they close it out? They just need 2 rounds here, Mitch. Eternal Fire, if they want to close things out, they can win all 3.
Well put. Straight onto the double AWP for Eternal Fire.
Again.
Yeah, it's been doing them a lot of favors. Very quick window smoke out of Endpoint, but they're going straight towards B. They got mopped by Emor last time they set foot over here. All they need is a really good timing. If they can entry him, then that could go quite well for them. He started off well.
Well, this is something different at least. Endpoint just putting all their eggs in one basket, hitting the B site hard as well. xFloud just dishing out a little bit of extra damage. Trades start to come through. Emor finally out of the equation. Crucial. Looking to provide some assistance over the top of the site. Mighty Max, nice volley to force the CTs out in the open. Going to be able to get himself the 2-man spray transfer. And it's up to Calix now at a 1-on-2 to clutch things out. Oh, Mighty Max spotted there. Couldn't make his way out of empty successfully. Calix on for the clutch, just jumping. Strafing. Nos able to get through. Crucial. Taking Endpoint finally. Onto map point.
It always makes me satisfied when someone uses something like a Molotov to secure a 2K critical round like that. Very well done, Mighty Max. Well, got a couple of opportunities to convert here. Very hard-fought victory it will be for Endpoint. Starting off at one point, they were down 14-4. Worth mentioning, I believe.
Certainly is.
Hal's pop.
Hal's pop. One flash will do it. Calix spotted under balcony, and it's going to be a solid entry as well. Woxic stopping Nertz at least from making his way to site, as well as Boros. Bomb now down, and Woxic may just be able to save this one for Eternal Fire. Mighty Max still alive and kicking. Spotting the shoulder there under stairs, but needs Surreal to lend a helping hand from short, but Surreal has gone the long route in through ladder.
Yeah. See, Mighty Max wanted to buy that time. He's trying to tuck into Sandwich. But unfortunately, got eaten alive a little. That's a nice pick, but he takes a lot of HP and damage for it. And Woxic, once again, comes up clutch with a 4K, multi-fragging with the AWP on the CT side. It's been an absolute rock for Eternal Fire. They just need one more to push us through to another OT. Endpoint taking a timeout. They're done playing Mirage. They've had enough. Want to get it done. But what's the strat to do it? They were trying to, try to scissor paper rock that double AWP setup with the B play, I think. But just got disrupted by utility for way too long. But, even if like xFloud and Emor hadn't had as much success holding that, they still would have had a tough time holding the double rotation in through market, I think. Trying to think. OT's always a bit of a tricky one to find that perfect call.
I feel like it still hasn't descended into ultimate chaos yet. Although, as I say that,
it's cast a curse, isn't it?
Missed Molly outside of crawl space. Hasn't stopped anyone from going through, but Boros able to find a timing off the back of all of this. Now short player Emor coming through, unable to get more than the single. Caught with an 8 in hand. Pal swing comes through, and Surreal now with that pick. Was a 1 kill away from map point, and Endpoint finally in triple OT are going to get across the line.